Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. I'm Seth.
And I'm Miranda.
And today we're going to show you some of our June haul, and we are going to talk about a few of the grails that we got. We were still stuck at home in June and kind of were ordering online, but then late in the month one of our favorite record stores opened up on a limited basis, so we decided to venture out for the first time since this COVID situation started and actually dig through some records.
Yeah, it was awesome. For like almost 3 months, we've gone, nowhere other than the grocery store, really.
Yeah.
And one of our favorite record stores is about an hour away. It's located in New Hampshire, and some of their stuff opened a little bit before our stuff kind of opened here. So.
Yeah.
We took the ride down and we got a nice little haul there. It was so nice to finally be able to dig through some record bins.
Absolutely. We were safe. We wore our masks. We did distancing. And I think the store is really being safe and methodical about how they're doing things to make sure that their customers are safe, which is awesome. And we really appreciate that. But we just, we were excited to get back to digging through some record bins. And so we thought we would start with the haul that we got from that record store.
And then we're going to show you some pickups we've gotten online. And then we were able to find some grails online as well. So hang tight till the end of the video if you guys would like to see those. So we'll get started here. So the first record I picked up when we were at Skeletone was the Talking Heads Little Creatures album. This is one of their later albums. It came out, I think, in the mid-'80s.
I think so. I'm not sure what year.
85. Yeah, so it came out in 85. I've always kind of been aware of the Talking Heads and their singer David Byrne, but they weren't really anything I had ever dived completely into. They're popular songs I've heard on the radio and in movies, but, I decided to kind of dive into their stuff, and I'm so glad that I have. I love this band so much, and I really love David Byrne as a person, and it's so nice because I wish I'd gotten into them earlier, but I've just really taken an extreme liking to their music and their style and just kind of how they were as a band. They did their own thing and they really didn't care what other people thought or care about, the label of their music as far as what they were considered. And I really think that they would have been a completely different band had they had not done those things.
Yeah, I totally agree. And it seems like they're seeing a little bit of a renaissance right now because David Byrne is doing a Broadway show. I believe it's on Broadway.
Yep, it was on Broadway last year, American Utopian, and then in 2021, I believe it's supposed to go back onto Broadway if everything kind of,
goes back to
shakes out well with the world.
Yeah. Let's hope.
Yeah, let's hope.
And so my first pickup there was Rob Zombie's Hellbilly Deluxe, a very different record than the Talking Heads record, but I absolutely love this record. I had it on CD when it came out back in the day, and literally it is probably like a 45-minute album of just pure, rock and roll fury. Rob Zombie's, absolutely brings it home on this one. Super Beast, Dragula, Living Dead Girl, Spook Show Baby. I mean, you can literally listen to this front to back.
Yeah, the whole album front to back is just so good.
This was, I think, album-wise for him with the White Zombie stuff and the Rob Zombie stuff, probably his almost finest hour in terms of, just one CD that had everything on it. And they issued it for the first time on vinyl, so that's what this is. And I think it only came out a few years ago. So
yeah, and I know that there's quite a few bootlegs of that stuff around now too, but this one is an official release.
Yeah. So I was really excited to pick that up.
So my next pickup that I grabbed there was Danzig's self-titled solo album, Danzig. I have really just dived headfirst into Danzig's stuff. I've always known about, his band The Misfits, but never really knew,
much of the
stuff.
Yeah.
And you guys probably know from us talking on the channel, we're really into Clutch. And so, I listen to Clutch and Clutch playlists a lot on Spotify, and I just happened to find this, I don't know if it was Clutch Radio or just a playlist on Spotify that was Clutch and associated stuff, and that playlist started, playing a lot of the Danzig solo stuff, and I was just why have I never discovered this before? And I just kind of dove headfirst into it and started listening to all of his solo albums, and it's just, I don't know, it just took some kind of hold with me.
He's got a really cool style. It's almost like
he's like goth Elvis almost.
He's got that crooner kind of style, but in a dark way. Yeah.
Kind of funny to say, but it's it's that crooner style, like Seth said, but it's in a metal goth, bluesy kind of way. Yeah. This is an unofficial release. I don't think it's been pressed other than the original ones in the 80s when the albums came out. And
at least not in a while. Original presses are expensive.
Are very expensive, and I would eventually like to have one, but...
Yeah, and it's got that famous skull. It's just so iconic, I think. Everyone knows that Danzig skull. It's cool.
And it's kind of funny because a lot, with the Misfits is... They're so good with their imagery that even if you don't know the band, you don't know the music, you might not even be aware that it's a band, that classic Misfit skull.
It's just good marketing.
It's kind of the same with the Danzig stuff. Even if you don't know what he is or who he is, you know that imagery.
Yeah, the brand kind of transcends the music in a way, and that's just good branding if you can do that. There's only a few bands that have managed to do that. Metallica, the Misfits definitely.
Black Flag.
That
kind of
thing. So, the second pick, and this is something that we kind of both picked out together. Amy Winehouse this is a bootleg called The Rarities, and there's a bunch of live stuff on here that is from BBC sessions,
Download Festival or iTunes Festival.
The iTunes Festival in London in 2006. There's a ton of really cool stuff on here, and it sounds really good. One of the things that's kind of a wild card with bootlegs is you really never know what you're getting in terms of sound quality. But we actually asked the owner, we actually came up to us, we were looking at this, and he's like, hey, do you want me to throw that on for you? So he threw it on in the shop. And we were just kind of blown away with, wow, this sounds, some of the cuts on this
sound better than on the actual album that she had.
Just her voice inflections and what she was doing and kind of where she was at. Some of them kind of just sounded better, not sound production wise, but just the performance itself was a little bit better on this than on some of the records. So we were really blown away by this, so we picked it up.
And so my next picks there, the next two picks that I got there, they're both by the same artist. I'm not really sure if I've talked about my love for this band on the channel, but one of my favorite bands is Queen. I know I've talked with Marican about them before. Right. She is also here in the VC. Just an incredibly knowledgeable girl about vinyl and her collection. And we'll actually make sure to link her channel down in the description below. If you guys have never seen her videos, I highly
Yeah, she's got
suggest
some
that
great
you
videos.
do. So I got Queen The Works, and this is actually my favorite Queen album. It has Radio Gaga on it, which is my favorite Queen song. It also has I Want to Break Free, which is another hit, which you guys probably know. And then I also got Queen A Day at the Races, which goes hand in hand with
A Night at the Opera.
A Night at the Opera. Yeah. So I have that here. This has Tie Your Mother Down, Somebody to Love. So those are on there, along with a ton of other great songs. This is also a bootleg. I don't know if it's easy to show you guys here, but it's actually on blue vinyl. There, it's kind of like, it's hard to see in the camera, but it's like kind of swirled that has some like a little bit of black swirling in there.
Cool to find it on blue vinyl. I had never seen that album on a colored vinyl before.
No, me either.
Awesome. So the last one I got, and it's sort of a grail because this band hasn't really done a good job at like reissuing their stuff or making their stuff very available on vinyl. Is the band Cake with their album Fashion Nugget. This is one of those albums that front to back, it's just a great listen. They're a really cool, diverse band. They kind of span a bunch of different genres if you've never heard them. I honestly don't even know how to describe them. They're literally just Cake. I mean, it's hard to really... they have stuff from like rockabilly, but also like kind of funky, but also kind of sometimes a little bit reggae, sometimes
almost a little bit kind of like spoken word in the way that their singer delivers the vocals.
Just a really cool album. The opener, Frank Sinatra, is great. The Distance, which is probably their biggest song ever. Just literally, I Will Survive. There's a version of I think it was Gloria Gaynor. I Will Survive on there. That's really good. Literally just the whole thing front to back is an awesome listen. If you've never listened to Cake, go check them out. And this was a little pricey because it's a bootleg and they really haven't, like I said, done a good job at reissuing their stuff on vinyl. So it's very tough to find if you can find it. But all their stuff's out there on Spotify and it's easy to find. So yeah.
So that is the end of our Skeleton haul, and so up next we have some stuff that we've bought online.
The next part of our haul is from acousticsounds.com. They are an online website that they've got a lot of like 200-gram audiophile pressings, but they also have this huge inventory of vinyl. They have thousands upon thousands of records. We actually spent hours just looking through. They actually, the website looks a little older in terms of like, it's not like a super slick website or anything, but they have some things on there that have been long gone for quite a while. So I kind of feel like it's a diamond in the rough as far as looking, because there's some stuff on there that has been long gone that you can scoop up that's still hanging around. So
right, or somehow they managed to have like, multiple different pressings that some artists have done of their albums, like stuff that might have been offered on a separate website or through a separate means. I'm not really sure how it works, but they've got some like limited edition, special edition things that weren't really, I think, initially offered with them.
But they had some copies of them hanging around for however, I'm not sure how that works with the distribution, but so the first thing we picked up is Blues Traveler's self-titled album. It's a really cool album. You guys will probably know But Anyway, which was like I think one of their first actual singles. This one was released a few years ago as a reissue, and I'm not sure if it was originally issued. It was probably during the CD era, so I'm going to say it might not have been issued originally on vinyl.
Right. And it was one of those albums we had initially saw advertised through some website on Facebook, right? It was like a pre-order.
And we missed it at the time.
And we missed it.
Yeah. So we were looking for it because it came on this beautiful burst vinyl, which is absolutely, it's like a red, white, and blue burst. And we were looking for this version of it. And you can find the black pressing out there, probably still on some other websites, but this one was limited. I'm not sure how limited, but we were able to find a copy of this on Acoustic Sounds.
Yeah, we were quite shocked on there when we found that.
Absolutely.
So one of the things I picked out from Acoustic Sounds is Jack Johnson's In Between Dreams album. And as you guys know, I've talked about on this channel, I love Jack Johnson. His
awesome.
first several albums are just so good, the entire thing front to back. This album has so many good songs on it. Better Together, Banana Pancakes, Sitting, Waiting, Wishing, Staple It Together, Crying Shame, all songs that I would consider were, pretty successful for him. But literally this whole album, front to back, it's just, you can't go wrong with it. It's that perfect throw it on in the morning and kind of wake up and have your coffee and your breakfast and just kind of ease into the day type of album.
It is, yeah. Yep, absolutely. Cool. And so the last one that we got from Acoustic Sounds was Mad Season's Above album. This is a reissue. I think it was done just a few years ago. It's got a really cool gatefold. This was Lane Staley's side project that he did. It came out 1995. So it was in the days when Alice in Chains was going. And it also has Mike McCready from Pearl Jam. And I think the drummer was from the Screaming Trees, I want to say.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Really cool band. I know that you guys probably have heard River of Deceit. It's a huge, that one's kind of in the ether with Radio Rock. You hear that one on most Radio Rock stations. And let's see. There's one more. I Don't Know Anything. You guys have probably heard I Don't Know Anything, but really great album, and it sounds fantastic. This one is a really nice 180 gram pressing, and the sound quality, the audio quality on it is just great.
It is really good.
Yeah. So that's it for our Acoustic Sounds haul. I would definitely recommend checking out that website. So these next two we found online, and I've got a little story about this first one. 311 Grassroots. So this is kind of a grail for me. We both love this album, and I've been looking for this album on vinyl for quite a while. It's one that the original pressing is very expensive. There's a lot of fans out there that want it, so the price is just crazy. And there were a couple of later pressings from this Enjoy the Ride.
Yeah, Enjoy the Ride
records. And unfortunately, the latest pressing that came out late last year, somehow it was like an online only thing, and we paid attention to
311, like the band didn't really
talk about it. So I don't know if it's one of those situations where they don't own the masters and the label's just pushing reissues, but we missed out on it. So I tried to order it on Discogs, and I got an orange pressing of it, which the latest pressing, I think they made 1,000 or 2,000 of them.
It was like 1,000. I think there was 500 on Orange Starburst and 500 on Clear Smoke.
And so we got an orange pressing, and it, no scratches on it, but it skipped badly. So we were like very discouraged. I ended up dealing with the seller on Discogs. He was very gracious and gave me a full refund. I shipped it back to him. He wanted to check it out, and sure enough, Yep, it skipped on his turntable too. So I found another seller on Discogs, and I thought I would try to buy one of the other color just to see, okay, is this a bad pressing or is this just a bum copy? Let's see. So I actually got a copy of the Clear Smoke. Same thing. It literally skips in all the same places.
In this one, to note, the other one we bought was not sealed. This one, completely sealed. It had never been opened.
Never been opened.
And just, like, something about, it had to have done with, like, the plate that they pressed it with.
Yeah,
the vinyl literally has, like, divots in it.
It has these like shallow divots that when you hold the record up to the light, you can kind of see, and it's just enough to make it skip. So we kind of feel like this is a bum pressing of this album. So beware out there if you're a fan of 311 and you've always wanted Grassroots. It might be worth it to pay more for the original and get, in our case, I've now gotten 2 of these, later pressings, and they've both literally had the same problems.
And we went on and searched it, and we found a thread actually on Reddit, I believe, where there was quite a few other people talking about having the same problem.
Yeah. So the second thing that we picked up online recently, and this is a Vinyl Me Please exclusive. This came out a couple years ago.
It actually came out, I believe, in 2017.
Yeah, so it's been a while. This is Fiona Apple's Title. I'm a huge fan of this record. It's a little uncharacteristic for me, like stylistically, but for whatever reason, I've just always loved Fiona Apple stuff, specifically the first 2 albums, When the Pawn and Title, are both fantastic. And this one had never been issued on vinyl previous to the Vinyl Me Please release. And they do a fantastic job with their stuff. The packaging is nice. The sound quality on these pressings are great. Really cool gatefold here.
It's very similar quality to, if you guys are familiar with Third Man Records pressings of just about anything. Vinyl Me Please's quality is right on par with that. Alright, so our next haul is the grails that we've been promising that we were going to show you guys. This month we were able to pick up 3 grails.
Which is pretty amazing.
Which is amazing. I mean, not everybody can say that.
Yeah.
2 of them are, they're all grails for me, and then one of them is a grail that is for the both of us.
Yeah.
But so I will just get right into it. So this first grail that I was able to pick up is the Dave Matthews Live at Hollywood Bowl 2018 box set.
It's pretty substantial.
It's pretty substantial. There's 5 records to this. This thing is insane. It's absolutely beautiful.
The sound quality is great.
The sound quality is great. It's one of the best live records I've ever heard.
And you got an amazing deal on
I got an amazing deal on this, and I actually have Dylan over at the Record Spinner to thank for me getting this. He was talking on one of his recent videos about these, a couple of incredible deals that he got online, and one of the sites he mentioned we had never heard of. It's Pop Market. So they have everything from CDs, vinyl, Funko Pop figures.
Yeah.
They sell record accessories, and we had never heard of their site, and I saw that, and he was talking about there's this section on their site called Clear the Crate, where they have things from their inventory up to 80% off that they're, trying to get rid of to get more space, in their inventory. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to go check that out. I want to see what they have on there. And I found this guy on there. This is foil stamped too. I'm not sure how many they made exactly. This is 903. And so it originally was going to be a Black Friday record store day release, and then it got moved to a general limited release. I'm not sure if something kind of happened that delayed it coming out for record store day, but this usually full price, it goes for about like $120.
Yeah.
And I got it for $35.
It was an amazing deal. Literally less than half price. You probably got it for about 30 to 40% of what it goes for.
Yeah.
So.
It was an incredible deal. I love Dave Matthews Band. I always have, even since I was a young child. And I've always wanted some of the box sets that they've come out with, but always when they come out, you know, they're expensive, and it's usually when we don't really have like that much extra money to throw at something. So I was just completely over the moon to be able to find that. And we'll make sure to link down in the subscription below Dylan's profile as well. He's super knowledgeable. His videos are great. He has an incredible collection. And he collects a little bit of everything. Yeah,
he's got a fantastic channel. And I think we look up to him as a YouTuber because, you know, I feel like I'm a little awkward. And he's really good at talking and explaining about records and stuff like that. So we're just kind of getting started doing this, and we're trying to get a little better, but
and
definitely look up to him for his ability to talk about records. And
absolutely. And he was one of the channels that we started watching a while ago, along with Mariken's channel, that really kind of inspired us to want to make our own vinyl channel.
Absolutely, yeah.
And
that's what it's all about.
That's what it's all about. And it's just, you know, it's been such a nice community here. And we're just very happy to be a part of it. And so this next grail, Seth actually surprised me with this.
Yep.
This is Danzig 2. This is the follow-up album to the self-titled one that I showed a few minutes ago. This is my favorite Danzig album.
Of course, you have
the back picture is quite funny.
Yeah.
This has my favorite Danzig song on it, Her Black Wings. This is one that I've been searching for quite a while. When I discovered, you know, his music, this is the one that really, really hit me. And, it's really hard to find. This is a bootleg copy because, again, the original was only released once.
The original is probably upwards of $150+, so that the bootleg is, you know, in the $30 to $40 range. So I was super stoked to have that. And then so this next grail here is. This is a hefty grail. You want me to show this one while you talk about it?
Yeah.
All right.
So, you guys have heard me talk about A Day to Remember on this channel. So, our last grail that we were able to find was A Day to Remember's album, Common Courtesy. This album is extremely hard to find. So, a lot of their stuff is readily available, easy to find. And this album was their first album that they put out after they broke away from Victory Records. So they put this album out on their own. They pressed it in a couple of different colors, but they were all limited and they're all hard to find. I have all of the other A Day to Remember albums on vinyl, and this is one that I have been searching for a long time. We got the one that's the cream with gray splatter. There's also a blue one and a maroon one, I believe.
So for whatever reason, I think because they did this one on their own, they didn't make as many copies, and it became a lot more rare.
Yeah.
So it was really tough to find. So the cover is actually a
die cut.
Die cut. So when you put the jacket back into it, it kind of completes the cover, almost kind of like physical graffiti in a way. So that's what the inner jacket put back in. Really cool.
Yeah, we found this one on Discogs. It's one of those that occasionally it pops up on Discogs, and almost as quickly as it pops up, it disappears.
Yep.
So we, you can put stuff in your want list, and then if people
post it,
Discogs will email you and be like, hey, someone posted this, version for sale. And so like a couple weeks ago, it popped up, and we were like, should we get it? It was very pricey. We did get a good deal on it in terms of getting it under what we have seen it sell for.
But it was still expensive.
It was still expensive. So initially, when the first one that we saw popped up, we were kind of trying to talk about it, being like, should we spend this much money on a record? And literally, as we were talking about it, it sold.
Yeah, so there was one available, and then boom, it was gone.
So we were like,
so we were a little upset.
We were a little upset, and then literally a couple days later, as we're sitting here having our coffee, having our breakfast, Seth's phone goes off, and we look, and we got a notification that 5 minutes before that, someone uploaded another one for sale. And I don't think I've ever bought anything other than concert tickets this fast in my life.
Yeah, we jumped right on it because we were like, well, you only maybe see one copy pop up every now and then, so like, let's just jump on it.
And it's hard because, I've seen this album go for upwards of $200.
Yeah. We didn't pay that. We
didn't pay that. We paid half that, which I was very thankful to be able to find.
Yeah.
But it's just still so surreal to have it in our collection, because it's one that we've avidly been searching for ever since it came out. But yeah, so there's our video. I hope you guys enjoyed our haul. I hope all of you guys are doing well, staying healthy, staying safe.
Yes, thank you guys very much for watching our videos. This might ring in at one of the longest we've done so far, so thanks for hanging in there with us and checking out our June haul. July probably won't be as big, but we had quite the awesome June when it came to record collecting.
We did.
So thank you so much for watching.
Yeah, if you guys like our videos, hit the like button, ding the bell, so that you guys get notifications when we upload new videos. I'd love to hear from you guys if you guys have any of these albums, or, if you have any questions on any of the stuff. Just interact with us down in the comments. And have a good day, guys. Bye.
Bye.